Here's your word for the day from Calvary in Lake Havasu. Visit us on the web at calvaryaz.com.
Hi, Calvary. Amber here, and I have a question for you. So in school, were you a teacher's pet, or were you the kid that was annoyed by the teacher's pet? See, I was usually a teacher's pet in school, and today we're going to look at a story of a couple disciples who wanted to be teacher's pets. And they're the brothers James and John. And see, they go to Jesus and they ask him if they can be the first and second in Jesus's kingdom. And they were asking Jesus if they could be number 1 and number 2 in his kingdom. And when the other 10 disciples found out about this, they were indignant. They got mad at James and John for asking Jesus to be the top disciples. And so we're going to pick up at Jesus's response to this scenario in Mark 10, starting in verse 42. And it says, "And Jesus called to him and said to them, 'You know that those who are considered rulers of the Gentiles lord it over them, and their great ones exercise authority over them. But it shall not be so among you. But whoever would be great among you must be your servant, and whoever would be first among you must be slave of all. For even the Son of Man came not to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many.'" See, Jesus completely flips the script here of what it means to be great. See, James and John wanted to be the top disciples. They wanted to be great. And Jesus said that if you want to be great, that you have to serve others. And the other disciples were probably mad because they also wanted to be the most important disciple, the top disciples. They just didn't get to ask Jesus first. And Jesus tells them not to think like the world thinks, but to think like Jesus does. See, Jesus is God, the creator of everything, the sustainer of all life. And he chose to leave heaven and come to earth and die for our sins and pay our consequence and our punishment for our sins so that we could be forgiven and have a relationship with God. Jesus is the greatest example of a servant because he chose to love us so much, to die for us, to save us. And if we are followers of Jesus, he is our example for life. So, are you a follower of Jesus? Have you committed your life to having a relationship with Jesus and trusting him for the rest of your life? If so, my question for all of us is, are we following in Jesus's example and footsteps? Are we ready and willing to serve others, not expecting anything in return? Or do we feel entitled that other people need to serve us? Do we think that greatness is having position and power and authority and a title? Or do we want to express our love for God by loving and serving others just because that's what Jesus did for us? When I read this, I think I want to be great in God's kingdom, and I hope that you do as well. So let's choose to be servants and to love everyone around us and serve and meet them where they're at and follow in Jesus's example. Have a great day.